Citroen 5HP Type C, 1922 to 1926. Citroen Type C, also known as 5HP or 5CV, was the third Citroen model arriving after Type A and B. It was also known as Petite Citroen, as one of the most notorious color that people chose was the pale grapefruit. It was one of the few European cars to be mass-produced after the First World War, as Citroen built cheap and economic cars using the method of Henry Ford, while most of the other European car manufacturers struggled for survival. Type C was introduced at the 1921 edition of the Paris show, but production and deliveries started a year later in 1922. It was a small and light car with a low fuel consumption, placed below the Type A, with a price starting at 8,500 francs, cheaper than the competition and more complete, featuring an electric starter, lights, and a rear differential. It was also reliable and robust, traveling at top speed without engine fatigue that most models had at that time. The car was also exported to several European markets and even to African or Asian markets. It was built both as a right or left-hand drive. The 856cc engine was placed in front, transmitting the power to the rear wheels through a 3-speed gearbox. The engine was developing 11 horsepower, enough to push the small 540 kilograms car to a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour, with an average fuel consumption of only 5 liters per 100 kilometers. The foot brakes operated a drum on the transmission shaft, while the handbrake was on the rear wheels. It was offered in various body types, placed both on a short or long chassis. Initially, it debuted as a torpedo and cabriolet, both built on the short version of the chassis. Since 1923, several versions were added, built both on the short and long chassis. There was also a delivery car, a 3-seater torpedo, and a convertible. In total, over 80,000 units have been sold, although sales started slow in the first year. But since the second year, more than half of Citroen's sales came from this model. Production ended in 1926, although the car still had a high demand, as it was not very profitable, mostly because of the all-steel body.